at the Wishing Acre, and this is Ireland and Jaden. And we're outside again today, and as promised, we're going to show you what it takes to start your own garden. I hope you'll come along and join us. First thing I'm going to do is show you supplies that you're going to need if you want to start growing at home. So it's not too late for this year to start growing your own garden. You have to know your zone that you live in, and then go from your last frost date and count backwards to where you are today. And that's how many weeks ahead of time that you need to plant. You'll know, like some plants will say, if you read the package, it'll say you plant 6 weeks ahead of frost date, or 10 weeks ahead of frost date. So you always want to know what your frost date is for your area. If you kind of want to know as far as step by step in a book, I'm just going to suggest this book from Florette Farms. It's called Cut Flower Garden, and it's one of my favorites. It's one of my go-tos that I go to all the time for questions and just reference and inspiration. So in this book, it has a section on starting seeds. So I'm just going to kind of show you what I do. Obviously, most people kind of have their own little system, so I'm just going to show you what ours is. And so hers, again, is know your frost date, because that's what you want to know first. Then after you obviously know what you want to plant and you've gotten your seeds, that's the first thing. So I have a little bucket of seeds, as you can see, and so I always keep my seeds separate from, so this is the current year's seeds. So this is for this year, 2020, and then I still have some leftover seeds from last year that are here, but I kept them separate, so I just know, because seeds only will remain like their best for 2 to 3 years, so optimally 2 years or less. So you always want to kind of keep this year's separate from last year. And so obviously you're going to want to grow things that your family eats, or your family like flowers, those ones that you like, or for the bees, I would really suggest that you guys, everyone, plant flowers and have bushes and trees that are good for our pollinators. I'm a beekeeper and always kind of looking out for those bees, so you want to make sure you have food for your bees too. So plant some flowers. It's really nice to plant flowers. So anyways, so I have those in here, and what you're going to do is you're going to look through all of your seed packets, and you're going to see which ones need to be started first. And then, like, so it's March here, it's March 27th today, so that's about 7 weeks before our frost date. And so we're going to look through our seed packets, and we're going to see, divide up your seeds. That's the first thing you're going to do. There's going to be some that you only can sow, that are going to be sown best into the garden. Hey, don't be mean to the kitty. He's being mean to the kitty. So you're going to want to keep those separate, and you're going to sow those straight in the garden once that frost date is passed. So for us, that's May 10th. So I'm going to keep those actually in, I have a little coffee container, and what you're going to do is put all those that have to be direct sown, that's called being direct sown, those are going to go into this bucket. And I'm going to know that once it's May and it's warmed up here enough for these plants, those are going to get planted straight into the garden. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to divide all of my seeds, and then I'm going to get kind of a list going in my head of what needs to be planted. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we'll be right back. We've decided which seeds we're going to start. And so one of the things that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get the rest of our supplies ready. So Mom, we're going to need a bucket, because we're going to put our soil, our seed starting soil, into a big bucket, and then we're going to add some water to it, because that's going to go into our seed trays. So you're going to need seed trays where you're going to start all your seeds, and then they should, there you go, Island. They should come with a cover, because you're going to need this on there when we're done to start them, because they like to have a little nice warm things to start. So anyways, you're going to need a little shovel, and I like to have a little plastic spoon. You want to hold up the spoon, Jaden? Jaden likes to use this spoon too. He helps me fill, yep, and you do too. fill up the little containers with dirt, with soil. So you're gonna need some planting soil that is a good planting mix. Do not get the kind that goes out into the garden. You wanna get the kind that is specifically made for starting seeds. So the first thing that we're gonna do then, and we're gonna do it in this bucket and add the water. So we're gonna show you what to do. So we're gonna get our dirt. So that's over here.
I wanna help.
Watch out, Jaden. Jaden, gotta get out of the way for a minute, buddy, okay? Okay. Set it down, Rylan. Alright, so our first thing is we're going to take our soil, I want to put it in the dirt, or in the bucket, sorry.
I need a...
Try not to spill it.
I need to...
And the reason why you're going to put it in this bucket is because you
Don't
want to add
spill it
some
out.
water to it. You want to wet it, but not have it soaking or dripping wet. And
Heart.
oh, the chickens are all chasing each other over there.
Heart.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to keep filling up this bucket. Try not to spill it, Jaden. Try not to spill it. It's probably easier to use your hands than it is to use a shovel, so all hands in the pot.
And we're on a deck.
Yeah, all hands on deck. I say that a lot when I want them all to come help me. I say all hands on deck.
Ooh.
Okay, oh, and this is really fun to do with your kids because what little kid does not like to be in the soil?
Ooh.
But you have to make sure that they don't spill it because they like to spill it.
Oh no.
Okay, so you don't want it all the way up to the top because you are going to mix it.
I don't.
Okay, so that's good, guys.
Okay.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Island. That's too much. Okay, so now we're going to add a little bit of this water.
Let me try.
I'm going to pour some in there and just kind of mix it up with your
Can I
hands.
mix it?
See, they all love this. So while we're all stuck here together, we can have this great together time and mix our dirt.
Ooh.
Okay, so let Mom get in there for a second because I got to go all the way down to the bottom.
Then can me and Jane go by herself?
So you kind of want it, I'm going to kind of show you. I don't know if you can see this, but
Mm-hmm.
you want it to kind of sticks together, but not dripping wet. Yeah, so I'd say it's pretty good. And now I'm gonna have to try and figure out how to get this a little bit higher so you can see. So I'll be right back. Now that we've gotten it up a little bit so you can see what we're planting here, I wanted to make sure that you have your little labels, your little tags, planter markers, before you start for whatever plant it is that you're going to be, whatever seeds you're going to be planting. That way you can stick it in right away and then you don't forget what you planted. So first thing we're going to do, Jaden, where's your jacket? It's so cold out here.
Over there.
All right, so maybe you want to go get your jacket on, Jaden. So you can either do it by the spoonful
Can I use the
and just, you want to go almost to the top.
shovel?
Or you can use a cup like this
Yeah, we're huge.
and just kind of do like that. You want to tap it in slightly, but not scrunch it down. 'Cause you don't want to compact the dirt so much. Wow, JD. Okay, so you can do that for the whole thing if you want. And just, kids know what they're doing. They've done this lots of times. So being a farmer's market grower, I've done a lot of flowers in the past years, but this year, because my husband's job, I don't know that I'll be able to do the farmer's market. So I'm going to do a lot of vegetables and things this year that we can and eat, obviously. So, all right. gonna keep going, gotta keep going, guys. So it's just kind of quicker if you do it like this, but the little kids, they like to spin it in. And it's not real warm out here today. So, unfortunately, we haven't had very warm weather yet this year. But you can see how I'm just kind of, I know people probably do it a different way than this. Yep, you can use a shovel if you want. Not so high though, I don't want to spill the soil. People do it all, whatever way works for you.
No.
Oh, Jaden. But you just always want to make sure that you take your fingers and lightly tap it down into the... Okay, so you're gonna do this obviously for every seed tray that you have. And again, our soil is damp, slightly damp, but not wet. And you will water them once you're done planting them. So, oh, don't waste it, JD boy.
Give me this stick.
Okay, so again, we're gonna, whoa, guys, whoa. All right, so now we're gonna take like, I don't know, like maybe a pen top, or you can even use your finger. This is actually a straw. You can just take your finger. If there's any lumps on the top, you wanna break those up, and you're just gonna make a little dent. After you want to tap down your soil first though, make sure you do that. And you're just going to make a little dent in your soil. See how I just kind of tap that down? It's not super tight, but... And you do that for the whole thing, and then you just want one little dent in the middle.
Wait, I want to do it.
I know. And if there's some that need a little bit more, just steal from this. I'm sure there's a bunch yet on the top. All right. So once we're done doing that, and you take out any of those big sticks and stuff, because a lot of them have twigs and things in there. All right. So then you're going to take your seeds. And these are little tomato seeds that I'm actually going to plant. I'm going to take the cover of something, because so that they're, just a minute, let me open it, so that it's easier to see when we're planting.
Okay.
Guys, and so we're not going to do this whole flat of tomatoes, because we're not going to need that many. And it's always good to have a little bit extra. So here's the little tomato seeds in there. Now if they are getting stuck and you can't reach them, you just get like a little, some type of little stick or toothpick or something, and you get it wet, and then the little seed sticks. Do you see that? The seed sticks right on there.
I wanna.
Whoop, guys.
What? It's in
So
there.
he's in there. Whoop.
Then you cover it? You cover it?
No. Now the thing that I usually do, wait, Island, the thing that I usually do is I plant the entire area with the seeds in there first, and then I go back and I cover it, just so that I make sure that I have a seed in every one. But sometimes, if you cover it right away, you won't remember. But Jaden, have a turn. You won't remember that you actually planted. This way you can see that, oh yeah, there's a seed in there. And you can do 2 or 3 in each flat, or each little, not flat, each little cell. It's called a cell. That's probably not going to work as good.
It is.
Okay, so we can see the little guy, he's sitting in there. Hang on, guys, you're going to end up... Hey then, honey, you're going to end up... I always want to put the date on your little marker too, just so that you remember when you planted it. Okay, so next I'm gonna plant some celery, which every year I like to try something new. So planting celery this year is my new try. I've never planted celery before, and I use it to cook, so I thought, well, why not give it a try? So this is something called pink celery. Never had pink celery, but it's always fun to try something new and different that your family hasn't tried before. So always, again, name and date. Because you will forget. You think you're not going to forget, but you will forget. So, and these seeds are really, really tiny. So again, you're going to need to use the top of the container again, and use the tip of your, some of these seeds are so hard to see. These ones are super small. Lettuce seeds are super small too. So again, I'm not covering anything up. Until they're all planted, so I make sure that I have a seed in every one. I think I just got a leftover tomato seed in that one. And these, because they're so small, you might even want to plant 2 in there.
What's doing them?
So now tell them what we're going to plant next.
We're going to plant watermelons.
All right, so we're going to plant some watermelon seeds. Okay, so take those, I'll make the labels.
In here?
Just 1 in each one. I don't even know if I have enough watermelon seeds for that. And that, again, I've tried watermelon lots of times and it doesn't seem to grow well here. So hopefully this year I'll try it again. Sometimes it's the type of watermelon, so I'm trying a different type of watermelon this year and hoping that it works. So, Aylin, do you think you're gonna have enough seeds there?
Yeah.
And always write down in a book. Like, have a garden book that you just keep for gardening, where you write down your seed type, the name of it, where you bought it from, just everything. Where you planted in the garden, because you don't want to forget. And it helps you when you want to do a garden for the next year, because you always want to make sure you rotate your crops, not plant things in the same spot, because you don't want, you plant things in the same spot too many years in a row, then you get you can have diseases and pests that come in. So
this is watermelon.
All right, so that one was easy because those seeds were a lot bigger than the other ones. All right, so the last thing we're going to plant is, can you read that? Marigolds.
Marigolds.
All right, and the reason why you like to plant marigolds in your garden is because marigolds actually will release a chemical into the soil that keeps certain bugs away. So that's why plant a lot of little marigolds and then plant them or intermix the marigolds in with your vegetables, and it'll help keep the bugs away. So
Are they pokey?
no, they're not really pokey.
Where do I put them?
So in here, over here.
Mom,
So
this
now
is
we gotta go this way.
watermelon
Yeah,
seed.
no, go this way, right here. So 1 in each one, and we'll do a few of those. Uh-oh, there goes our cup.
A cup.
Here's the last of the marigolds. And
What?
you gonna put it in there? Okay, I don't have enough markers for everyone, but I'll remember once they come up because they'll look like each other. So now we're just gonna take the rest of our soil and gently, Ireland,
Okay.
cover our seeds slightly. Be careful that you don't pull them out of the tray. I've done that before. Just want to go on top.
Mom, I'm doing all the watermelon and I'm doing all this side.
Okay.
You do all this side.
Okay, and you just want to tap it down lightly. Again, lightly. Okay.
Mom,
How are you doing over there,
I
Arlen?
need to finish my side.
Okay. You want me to help you?
No.
Are you sure?
Huh? This is watermelon. Can you put it on top of the water?
All right.
Can I put
Are you gonna help Zoe?
Yeah. You know me. Those are seeds.
Yep, those are seeds. Done planting and putting the remaining soil on top, we're gonna give it a little spray, and it's just water, but you want to dampen your soil.
Is that good?
Yeah, you want to go and make it all make sure you get every cell, go up and down,
Can I do this side?
because a lot of seeds, they need to remain wet for them to germinate, so you want to give the soil a good spritz.
Is that good?
Yeah, you can even do it a little bit more, but that's okay. We'll keep an eye on them, and tomorrow we'll do the same thing. But it's just plain water, obviously. Okay, well, and can see, kids love to be a part of this. This is something that, helps them to learn to grow things themselves, and it's really good for them to know how to do these things and be connected to the earth and know where their food comes from. Okay, so when we're all done, we're gonna put on the little cover, the little dome, and then we're gonna take it downstairs. Sometimes if it's warm enough, you can actually, once it gets warmer and the nights are not too cold, you can actually leave them on a little greenhouse. Use some little greenhouses that we put up on our deck outside. But for now, we're gonna take them inside and we're gonna put them underneath the lights. And every day we're gonna keep moving around. I'll show you that part too. But so that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna pause and we're gonna show you where we take these inside. All right, so come along.
No, we're not done yet.
All right, so we've brought our little seed tray down to the little growing area that we have in our house that my husband made for me with some boards and just some cement block. And so then we have the little grow lights hanging from them, and as the plants sprout, so we're going to leave these little trays on here, and I'll show you, we'll make some future videos about as they grow, and we'll have you guys come along with us and grow with us. So we're just going to leave them in here, we're going to check them, and we're going to rotate them a little bit every day. So we're going to take them from here, and then we're going to turn them all the way around, and we're going to, every day we're going to come down, and obviously I'll have more down here. I'm going to keep planting, but I just wanted to show you with this one, we're going to always just turn them every day and keep track of them. And then once they start to sprout, once they get bigger, we'll take the little grow top off. So, all right, that's it for now. That shows you how to get your seeds started, and I hope you start doing that real soon. All right, thanks. Have a good day. Bye.